every now and then you get a chance to chop it up with a doctor. Dr. Gideon Kwok, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. And thanks for having me. I'm kind of excited about this. This is going to be exciting, what we're launching and what we're jumping into. Something kind of that I've been looking forward to because I do a lot of, aesthetic stuff and now been over the last 10 years looking into the wellness arena. And so it's kind of like bridging all of that and new stuff. And so it's exciting for me.
So, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Anaheim, we're
Yes.
going to be talking about wellness. We're going to talk about health, and we're going to be doing the Human Longevity Show at the Anaheim Convention Center. Should be pretty exciting, wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff going on there from, the last portions of the filming that we're doing for a movie that we'll be launching is going to be a next level type of a movie that will launch in October at our experience tour that's going to be dropping in Las Vegas. But, we're doing the last portions of the filming, really showcasing what health, wellness, AI, where the future is, mixing it and then on the backside we're going to integrate it with like sounds and the music behind the movie is important, but this is actually going to have healing frequencies and things like that, so while you're watching the movie you actually are getting healing as well, so taking it
Now,
to
when
the
you,
next
when you
level.
say watching the movie, are you talking about watching it at home or in a theater, the sound
Well,
for?
we're gonna start off with a theater. So we're actually doing our Infinity Tour. So the August 1st to the 3rd in Anaheim is gonna be the last sessions of the last portions of the film that are gonna be filmed, and then it's gonna be all wrapped up using the team that's been working on it, using AI and the technology, and then integrating it with all of the healing music that Abby's creating with her team, and it's gonna showcase. We're gonna do the premiere at our experience and the big launch of our full experience in October 9th through the 12th. It's gonna be in Las Vegas. It's gonna be dropped at the Fountain Blue. So if people are looking out for that ticket, we're gonna try and do a nice big event. It's gonna be about 3,500 people. A seat theater to do that, and then it's gonna go on a tour to Miami, and then next year probably to Korea. I know is going to take the film and submit it to cons, and so we'll see where it takes it, and then from there it'll probably go into the mainstream type of routes. But we really want to make an experience, and because it's about really the visual aspects of it, seeing the whole integration of health and wellness as it's developed over the years that Abby has envisioned this, and then kind of like launching it into a launch pad to really get the minds of people open on the health and wellness. And I think we're in that right timing. I think this whole shutdown, the COVID thing, has brought a whole new segment of thought patterns to people, is that I need to take better care of myself. We became sedentary, all of that stuff. And so it really is I think the right timing for this. Being a physician myself, you see and I hear, because I'm on with, I guess you could say, more fringe medicine. I'm in the aesthetic field, wellness field, but I get a lot of the doctors and the nurses that are in the healthcare industry, and just talking to them, they're getting overworked, overburdened. The healthcare system, from the patient standpoint, they're just not getting what they need for health. They're literally, it's sick care that's really done out there. I mean, if you go and you really look at it and you actually evaluate, when you go to your traditional doctor, anything that you really do, is it really going to really, are you ever going to get off of that medication? They diagnose you with something and then they're like, okay, here's your medication. And literally, boom, boom, boom. Literally, all we do is just add compounding medications to it, and you never get off of it. And then you end up going, oh, we have all these medications. Are they interacting? Do I need to take a med for that drug interaction?
Yep.
And I mean, my background actually is family medicine, so I understand that. I did my training at UCLA. And
Bruins.
so in yes, go Bruins. So ultimately it is one of those things where we look at the healthcare industry, and I would probably say we're close to that implosion type of a thing where the healthcare system cannot continue to survive the way it is. Otherwise, you will have a lot of dead people. You will have a lot of sick people, and it's literally the healthcare system. Honestly, into my when I talk to people who are doing research in the wellness world, when they try to get the hospital systems involved and these bigger universities, it's almost like they get this sense that the healthcare system wants to just create a revolving door. We patch you up, we kick you out, just so that you're good enough so that you can revolve back in. And I think, the timing is correct where people are starting to figure out the healthcare system isn't doing as much as I thought. I need to start taking my health more seriously. And so this is part of what we're trying
Well,
to
it's
do with
important people take ownership of their body.
I,
Like,
I
people talk about taking care of your health. You
yeah,
own your body. And when you
yeah.
own it, you got to say, hey, just like a car, I got to change the fluids, I got to check the insides. I got to feed my body fuel, not feed my pie hole.
I mean, exactly. I mean, you can feed the pie hole, but food in and of itself
By
is
the way,
actually
for the record, I'm
nutrition.
feeding
It's
my pie hole some cashew nuts, which I think I'm addicted to
beautiful.
cashew nuts.
That's healthy for you. I mean,
It's
you can
protein.
eat a lot of great foods out there, but you have to make the right food choices. And I don't think education on that is poor. I mean, even as a physician, going back and realizing and looking back at my med school education, we practically got zero knowledge and zero education on nutrition. And food is supposed to be healing. I mean, there's so much information about different types of food, different spices, different things that can actually help you. And so I see it a lot more when I'm in my field, which is aesthetics and wellness. Like I did a training yesterday with some doctors and nurses, and they were like drinking this drink, and they're like, "What are you drinking?" They're like, "Oh, it's turmeric with cayenne pepper, with black pepper, with lemon, and all of this stuff." And I'm like, "Wow, you guys are really into this." And they're like, "Yeah, we got to take good care of ourselves." They're in the beauty industry, so from inside out is part of it. And that is where you are seeing now. I live in California. I was training down in Newport Beach, so there's a lot more of that awareness in I guess those type of cities. But the whole goal of AI wellness is to bring this ecosystem to the whole country to be accessible, and then to the whole world as we do a more of a global tour to really, really help people understand and get that education. That's kind of where I joined Abby on this, is more on the educational side. I see in my field, I do a lot of training, a lot of education in the aesthetic field. I train a lot. And I see the craving for the correct education. And when you look out there, especially in this time of social media, there's so much information that you don't even know who to believe, what to believe. An Instagram or a TikToker starts talking about something, and I get patients who are like, "Oh yeah, that TikToker said this." I'm like, "That is complete farce. There's no science behind it. That's just their opinion." And people believe it, and these people have millions of followers, and I'm just like, now I have to sit down, re-explain the education and why that's false and why that's not correct or partially correct, and we need to take it to a bigger picture and understand how that fits in. And so part of this whole ecosystem that AI Wellness is creating is based off of education. Bringing brands in as partners that really have substantial evidence with regards to more research based, more clinical based, more evidence based type of research behind their products, their supplements, their brands, whatever it is. That is our job, to really kind of vet it and to make sure that there's education beyond that helps people understand why they're doing something. I'm a big believer, if you understand why, it draws you in to actually make more of a change in your life. Because if you don't understand the why and someone said, just take this, you'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, how many times as a family doctor, I would say, I have the 5 minutes to tell you your high blood pressure is here. Take this medication, it'll lower your blood pressure. No real explanation on anything. I see them 2 months, 3 months later. I'm like, did you get your meds? They're like, no, I didn't have time. I'm like, ooh, this is a setup for that stroke, that heart attack later on in life, but I don't have the capabilities and the time to educate. And so, where we are now with AI, technology, doctors, educators, people can really, really get education out there using AI technology and it's accessible. COVID taught us that we can have all these Zoom calls and all these podcasts and really get good education out there as long as we kind of vet it. And so that's part of the whole ecosystem, is to really vet the education that's going to go out there. Some of the things that we're going to be kind of recommending, educating the population about, utilizing a lot of the doctors and the brands and the researchers behind the most forward thinking innovations in health and wellness. And the thing that excites me is this ecosystem is going to continue to evolve as we evolve, because that's what medicine's all about, and wellness should be about, is challenging the norm and saying, what can we do better, how can we merge things together. And that's kind of the ecosystem in a sense. It's really trying to help bridge all of that education. And then to say it's not just one thing, it's multiple things when you do it together that's going to make your body healthy. Because I think sometimes we delve into um, this silo effect, where in medicine we do that. Cardiologist deals with your heart, and then you go to your nephrologist that deals with your kidney, and then you go to your GI doctor that deals with your GI, and none of them talk to each other. Yet
Yeah.
we're one whole body, and it's like, where in medicine are we going to actually look at the body as a whole? And that's what we're taught in med
Well, yeah, I
school.
think you've hit upon something that's interesting because about 8 years ago, I went to get a colonoscopy and they found
Hmm.
that my pancreas had massive issues. So what I started doing is, instead of waiting for my doctor to, see me again and give me more bad news, I started researching and reading everything I could about the pancreas. How does
Yep.
it work? What benefits it? What foods are good? What foods are bad? And I started realizing that I needed to lower my sugar, but I could actually take in sugar as long as it was the beginning part of my day so my body could burn it off. And then
Yep.
I understand it. I started understanding about how to fast for half the day. And
Yep.
once you start doing the research yourself, once you start feeding your brain the
Yep.
knowledge about your body, it's almost like you buy a car, you want to learn about, hey, when do I get the oil change? What kind of oil do I put in the car? How do
Yep.
I manage and maintain the car? How do I keep the car in good condition? Well, people do more research on their cars than they do on their body. And if you
So
do the
true.
research, you actually know what's going on. You actually know how to manage and literally build your body into a Ferrari instead
Yeah.
of a clunker.
No, it's true. I mean, we do it with everything. When you buy a house, you're looking at the location, the
What's
elementary
the first
school
thing you do when you
system.
buy a house? What's the first thing
Yeah.
you do? You get a
Uh,
home inspection. You
yes,
have a guy go
exactly.
in and say, hey, the roof needs repair. The hot water tank is on its last leg. The washing machine sucks. Well, guess what? You gotta do a home repair. You gotta do a home inspection on your body, and you
Oh,
should
for
be doing that every 3 months. Go get blood work done. Understand what's going on.
Yep. I mean, we unfortunately, it's part of the circle of the system, is we've caused patients and we've caused the population to think, oh, my insurance is there to take care of me, and we've passed the buck.
Well, I got
Why
news
isn't
for you. I
insurance
got news
doing?
for you. Insurance is not going to be there when you need it always. Trust me.
I mean, and that's the truth. The sad truth is the
And
insurance
here's the
company
crazy
is
thing.
not.
My doctor, so he actually would rather me pay cash than insurance because
Yeah.
when he has an insurance company have to pay him, he'll charge me $1,200
Yep.
because it takes him sometimes 90 days or 6 months to get paid. And then when he gets paid, they usually chop off half of what he's supposed to be
eighty
coming.
percent,
Yeah,
eighty
so
percent or
so
more.
like when I go see my doctor, he's like, "Listen, just pay me cash. It's 130." And I'm
Yep.
like, 1,200 if I give him my insurance card, 130. So I eventually started realizing, fuck the insurance. There's no real value proposition. I'll just keep that money and spend it on my doctor as needed.
I mean, that's honestly where we're at. I mean, it really is, and this is where, and the sad thing is I think if you are a really forward thinking, innovative, and you really care about your patients type of a doctor, those ones that have a little business savvy start to go into the concierge route. You're seeing it all over the place. The ones that are kind of, I want not to bash them, but to say a little bit more mediocre, or just want to ride the train and just have it easy, have someone else take care of things, and not really do too much on the business side of things, I guess. We'll just stick into a Kaiser system, an IPA, because it's easy. They just do their things. Are they happy in it? I mean, if you really ask them from the standpoint of medicine, majority are not happy. They understand it's a means to an end for them. It's a sad part of the system. the ones that really care, that have that ability, will and have that gumption to move forward, are definitely doing a lot more concierge. And so that's honestly where we are with the medical state. I mean, it's a sad state, but if you want the best care, you got to pay for it.
So,
You
Dr.
get what you
Kwok,
pay.
talk
Yeah.
a little bit about what we're going to see
Oh,
inside the AI
yes.
Wellness Center at the Fitness Expo on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. What's somebody going to see when they get there?
So we're going to see a lot of different things. So of course, the big thing is a launch of our 13 programs. It's an innovative program which kind of takes all of the different parts of the body, and we, because of the way medicine is, we have to say, oh, it's more on brain health. We're doing gut health. We're doing immune health, skin health, even getting into financial health as part of that aspect of it. Different 13 different programs that are more driven in a more complete care model, from diagnostics, utilizing AI into it, to devices, supplements, all of that stuff wrapped into an AI powered type of a recommendation system. And it's not to say that it's just one program that you're going to be stuck in. It's like we have the 13 programs, so it's complete, but we have to start somewhere, because it is hard for patients to start that process of understanding it's a complete body. We say we understand that, but everyone, when they have an issue, they focus on that one small issue. And I think you have to take them through it and say, okay, this is part of the gut system. Let's look at the whole gut as a system. And then as you start doing that, then you can start adding on, oh, well, the gut's related to the brain. So let's see how your mental health is. And so it's about a re-education of the patient to really understand the total body care of a person. And so we're launching that as our programs. And so we'll have some of our leaders that have helped create some of these programs be there, kind of explaining it. Definitely a lot of panel discussions, really discussing different things, from topics in AI, topics in health and wellness. You name it, with regards to the health wellness industry, we're going to definitely have that. The business owners, like physicians and practitioners who really want to get into this, eventually these programs will be able to be licensed out, because a lot of these doctors want an out and they don't know how to run a business. Well, this is going to be wrapped into a nice, pretty package where you can license out that program. I want to add gut health. I want to add mental health to my to my existing clinics. How do I transition it? How do I do all the research? Because there's so much information out there. Literally, doctors look at this and go, I don't even know where to start. I got trained in medical school. Unless you happen to have little doors open, you follow the little crumb trail, do you actually end up in a specialty? This is kind of taking it, wrapping into, and say, this is all about gut health. You don't need to know too much. You can learn while we give you this program. And so that's part of that business row, getting networking people together on the aspect of it. We're having even media podcasters, like some like you, are going to be there to really, really help educate about the programs that we're doing, about a whole ecosystem, and to really just help a lot of these people just be seen, be heard, to get their messaging out, I think is very, very important. Besides that, we're doing health screenings. So we're showcasing different health screenings using AI technologies. We're bringing a lot of our partners, our brands that have supported our ecosystem. What else? We're doing the final filmings in the Anaheim one for the movie. So if any brand out there in the health, wellness, AI space is still interested, reach out to our team, because we'd love to get you into the film. We want to try and expand the film to include everybody, to showcase the human potential. The name we put to is it's going to be Infinite Wellness, a new human era, which it is. We want infinite wellness. It doesn't mean you're going to live a lot longer, but we want to
Well, the
have it
quality
so
of
that
life is what people want.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
had a chance yesterday to host a podcast with Shaquille O'Neal, and
Uh,
Mike Tyson was the guest. And then we
yes.
had a private dinner afterwards. And you look at Shaquille and you look at Mike, and they're not as big and muscular as they used to be.
Yeah.
But Mike is really focused on what he puts in his body, because he had a horrible virus attack his body last year, nearly.
Wow. Wow.
And Shaquille is very conscious about his body too, because he was carrying a ton of weight and he shed a lot of fat. but it really, as his body's gotten older, his feet are sore, his back are sore, his knees are sore. It's difficult for him to move around. And
Yeah.
one of the things that we learned over dinner is that it is important, especially as you get older, to watch what you put in your body. You have to fuel your body. You can't feed your body. You have to make sure that what you're putting in your body has a reason for your body to benefit from it.
Yep.
Food has to be fuel,
Yep.
not just something to stick in your mouth.
Yeah, for sure. And that is one of our programs called Fuel Well. We're going to try part of the back stuff that we're doing is we're trying to get AI driven vending machines out there and get partners that are out there that have the right type of nutritional aspects of it and get the AI avatars to be explaining what's in the vending machine. Go up to a vending machine, you stare at these things and you're like, I don't know what's healthy, I don't know what's good. And now if we have little avatars on the front of these vending machines that can explain what's in it, it makes it so much more educational. And you can QR code it. And, with technology, we have an expansive amount of things that we can do to really educate people properly. And it's going to be a slow process. It's changing a whole habit of where we are. FDA, in the past did not do us justice. I mean, they flipped that pyramid upside down based off of what, unfortunately, what the PAC systems and how the politicians played the game. And it's unfortunately it's the money talks and money speaks. And as we see, it's kind of
Well, the one thing
slightly.
I think we've all learned is do not let the government take control of your own health.
Ugh,
When you look at your health, you have to understand your body because everyone's body's different.
for
You have to
sure.
understand what your body's asking for. A
Ex-
lot of people think, oh, my body, I'm having a hard time losing weight. Well, maybe you got to change your diet a little bit because
yeah.
maybe your body's holding on to weight because you're feeding it the wrong foods.
Yeah, or
And
maybe your
and a lot of
hormones are off.
people, they get addicted to medication that they're being given by their doctors, when in reality, probably 2 gallons of fresh water every day would help cleanse their body out.
Yep.
And the other thing that I tell people all the time is watch what you drink. It's the hidden sugars that are inside your
Uh,
drinks every day. Oh, I got to have my Starbucks once a day. Well, guess what?
right.
Have you looked at that Starbucks once a day? 90 grams of sugar. That's a week's worth of sugar. Are you kidding me?
Yep. It is the sad thing is when you're young, your body can take it because that abuse is there. The body is young enough with enough stem cells, with enough back backup stuff to actually deal with it. It's not that you're not damaging it. There's enough reinforcements on the backside that can do the repair process. As you get older, you start utilizing all the resources. You don't have anything behind you anymore to balance out that damage because everything you do is damaging. Or that's why we call oxidative stress, free radicals, all of those things. Is why we talk about antioxidants and all these things, is because you're trying to mitigate some of that damage. And so if you can mitigate damage, which is getting rid of toxins, decreasing that inflammatory response in the body, you are going to slow down the aging process and the wellness process is going to be able to do what it is. Your body will heal itself, but you have to keep your body in a state that it can actually heal. Sleeping well, decreasing stress, all of this, like a lot of the things that I'm seeing, like we have so many mental health things in our programs because it really is when you start looking at it, mental health, the stress that people are under these days is enormous. And we don't feel as though we are, but the stress gets to you and then it starts to compound. And so where that takes us is unfortunate. It leads us into needing to see our doctor quicker. We need more medication quicker. And then it becomes this you're circling the toilet bowl, unfortunately. And so there's something you need to do to stop that, which is to take your own health into your own hands.
So, Dr. Kwok, I
Yeah.
always ask people if you're talking to somebody watching this right now, give
Yeah.
them something inspirational. Tell them something that will inspire them to live a longer life, a healthier life. Talk to them about their human longevity.
I mean, human longevity comes down to you taking care of yourself and wanting to take care of yourself. You can't pass that buck, you can't pass the baton to your doctor or your partner in life to take care of you. Like if you want to live a healthy life, a happy life, a quality life, you need to own it to yourself. I think we unfortunately I feel in America especially we love to do the blame game. Oh, that person didn't tell me. Why didn't it blah blah blah? I was not told to do that. Well, common sense tells you nobody should take care of yourself except you. You only owe it to yourself, and only you know how to
You're
read
the
your
owner of
body.
your own vehicle. You're the owner of
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah, personally, I hate it when patients tell me, "Well, you didn't tell me that." I'm like, it's common sense. Like, why wouldn't you do it for yourself? Like, this has nothing to do with me. And I got that a lot, and this is where the insurance companies try to push that onto the physicians. Like, as a family doc, when I was doing training, when I was doing the billing and insurances, we would get bonus if we could make sure the hemoglobin A1Cs on people were controlled, our population was controlled, our blood pressures were controlled. I'm like, how can you put the responsibility on a doctor that sees their patient maybe every 3 to 6 months to control their blood pressure? I can't control what you put in your mouth every day. I can't control if you even go take the medication that I prescribe you. And so the ownership has been passed off, and it's the insurance companies that pass that off to the doctors. And unfortunately, the medical system does not have the capacity because nobody wants to take ownership. And so that would be the biggest thing. If you want to feel healthy, you want to feel happy and be happy and live the best life you can, it really honestly is up to you to make that change and
Take
to
ownership
take.
of your human longevity.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the information is out there. Like our AI wellness ecosystem is there to start that educational process. We're creating programs out there. We're creating this connection, utilizing AI as we keep moving forward. If you don't take advantage of what's out there, you cannot blame anybody while you're spending the next decade of your life constantly seeing doctors. Like I have some patients who are like, "Yeah, my life is now spent. I'm retired, but now I see the doctor every single week." I'm like, "What kind of freaking retirement is that? You worked so hard in your life just to spend it all with the doctors at the end of your life? That's ridiculous.
I couldn't
This is
agree
the
with you
time
more.
that you should be enjoying yourself and really loving your life because that's what you worked hard for. There's a balance, of course,
I mean,
working
people
hard.
have to understand human longevity is because you want to enjoy the last 10 years or 20 years of your life. You don't want those
Yes.
last 10 years like driving a bus off a cliff.
No, and I think people don't understand because I hear this all the time. Oh, all of a sudden I just had this issue. No, 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 no. Your body told you you had issues way long ago. You just ignored it. And by the time you feel something or something happens to you, 70 or 80% of the function of that body has is gone. It literally has dropped off a cliff. But it's a slow drop off, and then you finally drop off the cliff because the body's like, I can't fight this anymore. I have no more extra fuel in the tank to fight it. And then people are like, well, I didn't realize, like, why did my liver fail? Why did this fail? It's because you didn't take the opportunity the last 15, 20 years to take care of yourself. Because if you did, your body will actually heal itself. But you have to give it the right opportunity to heal. If your body's
Well, this stuff
constantly, yeah,
every day,
water,
two
water.
gallons a day, flush your system.
Yes. Get up there, start moving. That's part of one of our programs. Move strong. Get your body moving because if you don't, your lymphatics don't move. And if your lymphatics don't move, you're collecting toxins in your body. Your body can't get rid of any toxins. So just a little bit of movement is all you
Listen, if
need,
you want a little bit of movement, get 4 dogs. You got to walk them every day.
right?
They'll
I
give
mean,
you
I
some.
think
They'll give
it
you some
is.
movement.
It is taking ownership. Like I know I don't like going to the gym. I don't like to do that. I'm super busy. I don't have time,
I
but
was
I
telling a
know
friend of mine this today. He said, "Oh, today I joined this gym and I'm so excited." Do you realize by the time you get to the gym and you go work out and then you get home and you get out of the parking lot and you did all that stuff, you could have literally done work around your house. You could have worked out around your house. Could have walked. There's
mm,
something I do every day that somebody taught me. You go from a standing upright position all the way to a full squat and you let your body just stretch out. And then you
yes.
go from a full squat all the way back, step up, and you do that 10 times. You stretch out your body, you stretch out your hamstrings, you stretch out your glutes, but more importantly, you literally are lifting your weight up and down all the way from a full squat, like your ass is touching the ground. And I tell
Sure.
people, if you can do 10 of those in the morning, I got news for you. That's
Oh,
like
I
going
got
to the
something
gym.
even better for you, Chris. We at AA Wellness, part of our Move Strong is an EMS suit.
Oh, what?
This is
Oh, is that the one that Abby was wearing, the massaging suit?
yeah, it's not a massaging suit. It's not. It has electrical muscle stimulation and actually can do cardio mode,
Is that
fat
going to be
burning.
at the booth or is that going
That
to
will
be the
be
event?
that'll be at the booth. We're having a biohacking fashion show, so we're kind of stacking the hack. But that EMS suit, dude,
Wait,
I
what'd you
use
say? Stacking the hack?
stack the hack. That's what
I
it's
love
all
it.
about.
I love it.
One plus one plus one is not three. One plus one is 10, 20 when you do that. This is why, when you talk about it, when we do, just even look at dieting and just losing weight. What is it? It's watching what you eat, it's drinking enough fluids, it's moving, right? It's really really taking a lot of different components. When you do that correctly, you will lose the weight. Maybe there's
Well, here's
some
the thing.
medical issues.
You just named three things that if people just did those three things every day,
Yeah,
they would live a longer life. They would be better
for
off
sure.
physically. They would have better human
for
longevity.
for sure. I mean, yeah, exactly. So, the whole thing with us is, yeah, we all have timing issues and we all complain about we don't have time. You can always make the
You
time, but
got it.
if you
When it
can't
comes
make
to your
the,
body, you got to make time. When
yeah,
it comes to your health, you got to make time. One thing
and
I learned a long time ago, you'll
mhm,
find the time
yeah,
if you're on death's bed. When
oh,
you're
for
about to
sure.
die, you'll all of a sudden find the time to eat
Mhm,
right, to go get a walk every day. And here's the thing I tell people, listen, the best exercise you can get is go walk your dog. Your
yeah,
dog wants to walk with you. They
yeah.
will take you out. They will get miles and miles underneath your
Yeah.
belt, and it'll be an easier exercise. You won't seem like you have to work out. You'll seem like you're going to walk with your dog.
And just going outside, getting fresh air, all of that's great. But
Granted,
if
by
they
the
are
way, these
lazy,
days in Vegas, the fresh air is about 108 degrees. So
the
I will
EMS
say,
suit is really, really good though, because
the
I
what?
actually took the EMS suit. You'll have to
Why don't
try
we do
it.
this? Why don't we schedule another podcast like
Yeah.
interview and let's
Uh-huh.
showcase that suit on
Oh,
another cast.
oh, for sure. We could totally do that. You will be hugely surprised because I'm in the aesthetic world and we
I think
do something
I
called
saw it when she was at the A4M conference
A4M.
here in
Yep.
Vegas.
Yep.
She was
There
literally just going on stage with it when I was talking to her.
and there is a component of it that the EMA suit actually does have a medical FDA clearance on that side. The one that we're talking has FDA clearance, but it's made for the general population. But imagine if you're always working or you're constantly flying. You could put this suit on, put it on cardio mode, and literally sit there, do your emails, and get exercise. It'll stimulate your muscle to actually do cardio mode, fat burning mode, which is essentially a lymphatic component to it. You can actually put him in strength building mode. I will get super sore off of using it.
What
Yeah,
mode? What mode?
strength building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has to do with the way the muscle fasciculations are with regards to the EMS that you can actually cause it to be more short bursts, long bursts that help you do more cardio mode or fat burning mode or muscle building on that aspect of it. And what we're going to be launching it is doing it in conjunction with yoga, with Roomba, whatever, because then it'll actually shorten even your workouts where you don't have to work out 30 minutes. You could maybe work out 15 minutes and get that cardio in, and get your exercise in. So it really, really is a super, super cool thing for everybody, even your travelers. I love it for the travelers who fly all over the world. You can put it on while you're on the airplane and get a workout in without even having to move around. So we're the new technologies that are out there are super, super cool. And it's to make life a little bit more you could say easier for the ones that have to be high functioning, are constantly go 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 go. That's why we're trying to look and see what's out there and build this ecosystem and continue to change and add to it. But that's the whole goal of this ecosystem, is use health, wellness, combine the two, tag AI into it to make it accessible, to grab that education for patients, and then to be able to disseminate this across the globe, hopefully.
Well, he is Dr. Gideon Kwok. He's going to be showing people ways to extend their human longevity at the AI Wellness Expo. It's a fitness expo that's going to be in Anaheim
Yep.
on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Glad
Yep.
we had a chance to chop it up. Let's do it again soon, okay?
Definitely. Glad to help. Thanks so much.
Awesome.